It's okay, baby. I'm here, okay? Yes, it's really sad. It's really sad how many people play victim in this world. Really sad. People must think like people are dumb. Well, some people are. Some people like get conned into things. Dumbass. Some people just live in fantasy world. It's not their fault. It's really not their fault. Stupid is what stupid does. Just fucking reap. That's all you do. Dumbass. Oh shit, that's funny. Frauds hanging out with frauds. That's crazy, yo. That's like almost a day ago. And these people are still like just like I don't know. Still looking fake as shit. Oh my god. That shit like a Brillo pad. Dang. I don't know why people would post themselves if they look terrible. And if I was telling you you look beautiful, they're fucking lying. Because the person that tell you they look beautiful, they look ugly as shit too. Something wrong with you people's vision. Something seriously wrong with you people. Huh. That would have been too good to be true. Oh boy. It's not easy. It's not easy dealing with dumb people. This retrograde made me see the stupidity in people. That's for sure. No way. Oh no. So that means he's 50. So 6 more years than me. So 54 years old. This guy's died. This guy died at 54 years old. That sucks. Oh boy. Oh hey Claudia. Usually I don't complain about the retrograde, but this one I've definitely complained a lot about, and a lot of other people have complained about it too. So now I know for sure. Now I definitely know for sure that the retrogrades, you know, affecting people. For a lot of people to talk about it, I know it's affecting people. Yeah, the retrograde's been doing a number on a lot of people. It's absolutely crazy. And the thing is, it's like before the retrograde even happened, people were already acting crazy. And now the people who are acting crazy are still living in denial and still crazy. That's the sad part. I really would like to ask certain people. I would like to bring people into like this chat room that I no longer like associate with, and I would like to sit them down here and ask them, right? Put them live on a podcast and say, "Hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Why do you think you're so like, important to everybody? And who the hell are you to think that, you're dreaming about all the things that you're saying and doing, you know? And do you get a kick out of feeding yourself information that's false?" That's what I like to ask these people. Are you satisfied with lying to yourself every day? I don't understand people. Some people just shut up and just stay away from the internet and stay away from social media because they be tripping hard. They be like on some next level mental shit that I don't understand anymore. I try not to entertain them. I really do. I try my hardest not to entertain people like that. But sometimes you just gotta look and say, like, you're still over here dreaming and shit. You still over here acting like, you know, you don't get tired of talking to yourself or tired of talking to like, one person or two people every day and acting like, you're talking to the world. I just don't understand these people. I really don't. I want to ask them, like, and I want to show them at the same time, like, see this here? Like, this is what you're doing. You know that's not healthy, right? You know what you're doing is like dumb. So why won't you do like what you're supposed to be doing as a human being and as someone who claims they're doing things? Where's your proof? All you do is run your mouth. That don't make no sense. Honestly, man, I'm kind of like fed up with like people who do that. I want to ask them every single day. I want to ask them. You claim to be this and claim to be that. You claim to do this and claim to do that, but why you ain't done it? And then you want to post dumbass shit and then act like you're the victim. And in the same breath, I'm so positive. I'm doing the right thing. I'm so positive and I have positive energy and I move on and I do this. But you don't, because if you did, you wouldn't be talking about it. You dumbass. Don't you get it? This is what I want to ask these people. Like, are you listening to yourself? You complain about all this shit. And then you go on Facebook and you say, oh, but this people don't understand. My childhood was this and my childhood was that. I don't give a fuck about your childhood. How old are you now? 40 something, 50 something years old? And you're still on social media playing victim? Man, shut up, man. Just live your damn life and don't even talk about your past anymore. Just like evolve, keep evolving. Like, you don't make no sense. Claudia, I want to give you a card if you want one. I got this cool animal spirit oracle. I wanted to give you one. I'll give you a card so I can stop talking about these lames and people like to hear them fucking selves. That's one thing that bothers me the most in the world right now is how people say, blah, 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 blah. And then in the same breath, you're not doing anything about anything. And then you want to like post a picture of what you're doing or yourself in some cases. And then you want more attention. And then when you get the attention, you complain about it. That's why people should stay off the internet. Stay off social media if you don't want no attention. Like me, I don't ask for attention. I never go on Facebook or Instagram and post myself or, hey guys, you like my new hat? Hey guys, you like my shirt? What do you think? I'm going to take a selfie of myself, and I want to show everybody. But then somebody's going to make a comment and you're going to be like, asshole, what a fucking bitch. Well, you put it on yourself. You're attracting the dumbass shit. So why you complaining? I see it happen every day with people. So then if that's the case, then stay away from social media. And then those people that aggravate you or say stupid shit, delete them. So that way you ain't got to worry about them no more. But you don't. Because you like it. You like dumb shit. Oh boy. I don't know, man. I really don't know anymore. Every single day I go on the internet and I see the same bullshit. And it's not only the same, it's not the same people I'm talking about. It's like different people that I know, like from here and shit. Like that all. When I go on Facebook, like just to go in there to see what's going on, somebody's birthday or something. And I'll see like some bullshit like people are doing, and I'm like, what the hell? All right, this is your card, Claudia. It says the whale spirit. Whales have been a big part of social media too. Whales have been attacking boats and going underneath boats and shit. And so the whales are a very talked about animal right now. Trust the great mystery. This is a protection message for you. That's what it's for, because whales are very protective, right? It says, certainty is not offered to you right now. You are being asked to trust the process of co-creation. This card reminds you that you are primarily reality. Your primary reality is not that of material world, but that of the realm of spirit, from which the essence of your dreams and desires take shape before arriving on a specific form. You must trust absolutely that we here in spirit will be, will come and will be there for the highest good. Stay in your present moment awareness and allow the hidden realms to hold your intention safely until it's time for them to be manifest in the realm of form. Let go, for you will be left. Let go, for you will not be left behind. Some things might take longer than others to arrive. So this is basically telling you, a whale goes very slow. They meander all over the place. They're patient. When they see food, they'll go for it. A whale isn't very aggressive, especially this type of whale. I'm not a whale expert, but if you look at this type of whale, like the humpback whale, whatever the heck it is, they take their time, and people always like look at them as a mystery. But spirit, the main message is, to me, is like spirit, your spirit's telling you, let us do our work and we'll just make it happen for you. Just be patient. Yeah, it's a nice card. I haven't used this deck in a while. I used it the other day, but I haven't used it in like a while. You're welcome. Yeah, so every morning I go on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, and sometimes some of my friends are, or some people I know are posting things, and I just say to myself, don't you think you should keep quiet for a while? Or don't you think you should just leave shit alone? Or just like stay off of social media? And you know what's funny too? I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if I'm the only one who notices, but sometimes people post things, right? And they get like maybe one one to 10 likes and maybe a comment or two, right? And I'm sure that's good enough for them, right? Because they don't really care to be like two likes or two comment or more comments, right? And that's a preference of a person, or that's just because no one really gives a shit about the person like that to be liking and commenting, right? So I always wonder about that shit, like like I wonder why people do stupid shit like that. Like if you know you're not getting anybody, like why post? For yourself, or for like you and your friend, or you and your other person, or what? I don't get it. Hey Lucky, how you doing? So people, that's why we have all these things happening. I'm convinced that it's because of the attention seeking from people, and the more they seek attention, the worse their lives get. And that's happened a lot. Is I see a lot of people strive to get attention on social media, and it backfires on them, you know? Like, why do it? So if you stay away from social media and you stop like attracting attention to you, then maybe your life's gonna get better. Do you ever think for one moment that's gonna happen? Then maybe you should try it. So, and that's one of the main reasons I don't really post stuff on social media. If I do, it's on Instagram. I don't like Facebook. I don't like, posting anything on there unless I'm saying happy birthday to a friend of mine like I did today. And then I'll comment on sports stuff. And then like Facebook, I don't really care, but Instagram, I'm active on there. Whereas I'll post my nephews' achievements, or me and my nephews together after they win something, or just them by themselves, or whatever, or shouting out to them on a birthday, or whatever the case may be, or talking to my friends on Instagram. But like posting yourself or talking about yourself all damn day, is like kind of dumb. And you're just gonna attract negative shit. That's why most people's lives that are on social media 24/7 have problems. And I can guarantee that's how it is. What's your problem, nuisance? This damn dog, I tell you. I have to cut her I have to get my razor and cut her hair on her hands, because she this damn dog has hair in between her fingers, like her paws, and when she tries to get up, she slips. I'm looking at it now and saying, I see it. I see it better now because she went like this, like stretch, and I can see it. That's why she's having a hard time getting up on the tile, because the hair makes her slide. I gotta go get my razor from upstairs that I shave with and shave it. She's probably gonna be mad at me. Diamond, you all right, baby? You okay? You've been a good girl so far. So far. Don't take that literally. But you've been a good girl so far. You didn't aggravate me last night. And you ain't aggravated me this morning yet. Damn dog. Lucky, you want a card? I'm pulling spirit animal oracle cards. You need more than a damn card, but I'll give you one. Da-da-da. Actually, we still got showers in the area. Every now and then it starts raining, as you can see above me. You don't need a reading. You need to pray, and I'll give you a message, and that'll be good enough. That's what you need. You need a message, and that's it. That's what you need. Yeah, sporadic rains, as you can see on the thing. Every now and then, we get a shower. So annoying. You need an oracle message, and then take that message and run with it, and pray. I guess I'm psychic on Tuesdays, I suppose. All right. Lucky, this is your card. It's the horse spirit. Freedom is yours. And this says, if your inquiry is about relationship, you can set your heart free to experience love in all forms. Spirit whispers to you that the gift of freedom is yours if you allow yourself to break out of your perfectionism and subordinateness. Make a move and enjoy the freedom of letting go of the need to control. Perfect card. uh, has your spirit been broken by the challenges you have faced? Your current choices may not seem the best, but you are not seeing the clearing ahead where you can break free and run. Whatever your choices are right now, they can lead you to an exhilarating freedom. So trust the guidance of spirit. The horse spirit is here to tell you that adventure calls, and you will soon realize your power to create what you think. Perhaps your frustration and feelings of being fenced in are the result of being too much on your high horse, unwilling to come down to earth and join the herd that wants you to support you. Being in control and in charge can be overrated. It's time you loosen up, drop your reins, let go, and practice with others and prance with others to just for the fun of it. I ain't saying nothing else. All I can say is I told you so. I see you got number 33. So that's spirit telling you stop trying to stop trying to control whatever happens, because that's what you do. And don't tell me you don't. Feel free, because everything's gonna happen when it happens. But no. Exactly. That spirit basically telling you, calm down. We got everything under control. We're gonna control what goes on, not you. See? Let go and let God deal with it. In this case, let go and let spirit deal with it. And there you go. That's a good card for a pain in the ass. That's good. Moms know best. Moms know best. Oh, that's why you got that card. Freedom is yours. You're free to do whatever you want. You hold yourself back from thinking everything's going to be fucked up. When you can actually do certain things to make your life better. That's why it says you're free. And a horse is so powerful that they can go wherever they want. Ain't nobody can really stop a horse unless you tranquilize it and, put it, get it to a point and take it somewhere. When I look at a horse, it's one of the most powerful animals in the world and fast. So you can go anywhere you want. But if you choose to stay stuck, then that's on you. But you also have to realize that everything is meant to happen when it happens. This is time. When you have time and you're not like really working, that's the time to focus more on yourself, you know? And also look at all the great things you have in your life. And some people will say, well, I don't have anything great in my life. I don't have $1 million and I don't have a Porsche and I don't have this. And see, they don't get it. That all those things are not the things that's supposed to be great in your life. Your health is more than anything. If you ain't in the hospital, you're winning. A soccer player that I know and I used to and I always liked. He died yesterday. Well, he died this morning in the hospital. He got rushed to the hospital. Something happened. Then he died in the hospital, and they said this morning he's gone. 54 years old, just like that. And he's like a Portuguese soccer legend. His name is George Costa. I watched him growing up. 54 years old. Gone. That's why people take life for granted so much. Even when your life is fucked up at the time, you know, you got to think about all the things. Would you rather have a good job or a bad health? Right? Would you rather have good health or a good job? Some people say, I want a good job. I don't care about my health. Well, how are you going to work if you can't be healthy? See what I'm saying? A lot of people don't take these things in life for granted too much. Yeah, 54 is young. That's 6 years older than me. Hey, Starlight, how you doing? I had to tell my parents this on Sunday. I said, look, you're getting 82 and you're getting 80. You guys are not in the hospital. You know? So give thanks for your life. Like, shut up and stop complaining about stupid ass shit. You know? Stop complaining about this and complaining about that. Your children are helping you. You're home. You're not in the hospital. When you were in the hospital for a week, you complained every damn day. I want to go home. I want to go home. Keep thinking about that. People just don't get it. When life is on a go slow for me, like it has been this year, I've had a little bit of work here and there, and then I come on here every single day, almost, pretty much. If I've missed probably 5 or 6 days on here, I've made up for it, guaranteed. So in actual fact, I've been on here just as much days there is has been in this year. And the reason I do it is because when all else is not going right, you go to somewhere else. You keep going doing something else. So when business is slow, you come on here. When this becomes slow, my business will pick up. Everything is gonna keep going. Hey Dan, good morning. Hey Taters, how you doing? Starlight, guess what? Sophie found her dog. And she wanted me to say thank you to everybody who helped her. She came in here last night and she said that everything went fine, and a guy had the dog. It was like one of her neighbors, and they saw the flyer and called her and said, "Hey, I got your dog." Yeah. So she wanted me to thank everyone. I mentioned your name and said, "Remember, Starlight helped you too, but she's not here. But I'll tell her that you got the dog." So yeah. Yeah. So I told her that a few things were gonna happen, and everything I said happened. So, and I told her that a guy found the dog and kept the dog, and the dog's not dead or anything, and the dog's perfectly fine. So then I convinced her to put flyers up and helped her, gave her advice. So she's very happy that everything worked out. So it was exactly 2 weeks because the card said number 2. So I thought it was 2 days or 2 weeks. So it wasn't 2 days, it was 2 weeks to the day. So she's very, very happy that Spirit gave her the right answers. So I told her, I said, when Spirit works, they'll get you the answers. It's just a matter of time. But you got to do your part. See, she did her part. She put the flyers out there to get the communication because her dog had no identification. So now I told her what you got to do is put a chip in her neck. So if she gets lost, the dog gets lost again, somebody can just call the dog ward and just scan it, and it'll show the address and the dog and everything. So now she's going to work on that now, just in case it happens again. So, yeah. She tried to give me a lot of credit, but I only take credit for explaining it. Spirit takes credit for everything else. I said our spirits got to work together to get the right answer. So, and I never doubted it one bit. I knew it was going to happen eventually. So it happened on the time frame I gave her, which was 2 weeks. So I told her I ain't worried about all that shit. I'm not looking for medals. All I'm happy about is you found the dog and the dog got back to you. That's all that matters. Because I couldn't imagine if that was me. If my dog went missing, I'd be devastated. Even if it was for 2 weeks, I'd be devastated. So I'm glad she got the dog back. She came in to say that everything worked out. So we're good. Our prayers also counted, you know. I can't preach that enough, Dan. The more you believe, the more you receive. But see, people are impatient. That's the problem. People's impatience get in the way of everything. You know? Yeah, that's what she told. I didn't even remember telling her it was 2 weeks or 2 days. I remember a little like vaguely, but I remember getting the number two. And I said it's either 2 days or 2 weeks. So she said, Mark, it was 2 weeks, and you said a man had the dog, and it was my man neighbor had the dog. So that's good. So she confirmed the reading, and she thanked everybody. And I told her, don't thank me, thank Spirit, and thank your belief. And you're a big part of finding the dog because you put the flyers up with a number to contact you. So if you didn't put the flyer, nobody would know. Because when your dog doesn't have identification, you got to identify the dog and put it out there. So I did my part, she did hers, Spirit did theirs, bang, all done. See, that's how it works. There's nothing else to talk about. That's how it is. You believe and you shall receive, but you have to believe. If you don't believe, then it ain't gonna happen. So all good things will happen once you believe. That's how it goes. Yeah, that too. Yeah. All right. Taters, thanks for the super chat. You said, how is C feeling about you right now? All right, let's see. Hey, Demis, how you doing? Demis de Amour. I just wanted to be French for a couple seconds. Not that I think it's French, but you know, could be other things. All right, Taters, what I'm getting here is this person is still thinking that they're not ready to talk to you, you know? They're not ready to talk to you right now, still. But I still see a desire to talk to you and a desire to make a choice to talk to you again or to have contact with you in some point in time. But right now, they feel like it's not a good decision to talk to you because right now, I see this person um, really trying to be reliable in their job, in their life, and they're trying to get their life together. This person's a lot worried about their job and their finances and what they want to do. And they think the smartest choice for them right now is to focus on themselves and their money and their work, but they're still not really set to talk to you again, you know? Uh I wouldn't say like, yeah, you can be retired and still like worry about stuff, you know? Like I said, he's worried about his finances and worried about, you know. The richer you are, the more you worry. The richest people in the world worry every day because they want to keep them millions. But this person thinks that you are the one that is the problem. You know, they think because I get you reversed here. So they're not wanting to talk to you because they're mad at you. So I wouldn't say the person's punishing you, but I feel like this person is ignoring you right now on purpose because they want to keep their lives, sane for now. They think it's the best choice for them to ignore the opportunity to talk to you. That's the current energy I got here because you are reversed, and then I get that this person doesn't feel like they want to make that you know no, I never said money is the reason that he's not talking to you. I'm just giving you a generalization of what he's dealing with. He's dealing with money. So if he's a millionaire, then he's dealing with money. A millionaire doesn't just sit there all day and be like, yeah, I got millions, I'm just gonna go sleep. A man who has a lot of money is always thinking about what's going on with his money. He's the king of pentacles. So he's somebody that is trying to make these choices and trying to make his life better. And if he's retired, he's got a lot of time on his hands doing these things. Right now, I'm getting that he's ignoring you. And eventually he might speak to you. Yeah. I can't call him up and say, hey, you need to talk to Taters right now. You know? Exactly. I work for millionaires. In my maintenance business, I work for multi-millionaires that can wipe their asses with $100 bills and feel no way, but they won't, obviously. But let me tell you something. When you're a millionaire, you worry all day about that money. You worry about maintaining it. And the more you have, the more headaches you have. But he's mad at you because he thinks, he doesn't want it. He wants to ignore you right now because he's mad at you for what you've done or what you've said. So if you argue with him and you said shit to him, he's probably going to be like, I ain't talking to her. So being mad at you makes more sense than that's the case. So if you did something bad to him, right? If you did something bad to him and you said some bad shit to hurt him, that's what you have to ask yourself. So are you going to apologize or just expect him to come back into your life and say, you can disrespect me, we're good? So that's what you have to ask yourself. Because the cards show me you being reversed and you being, him not wanting to talk to you. So if you feel, right? Yes, I understand that, but you're not listening to me, right? You can't just go off of that. And the only way, right? The only way, if you got to ask yourself what I just asked you, stop asking me questions and listen to me for a second, right? You need to ask yourself, did I do something wrong to this guy? Did I, right? Okay, so he put you in a third party. So what does that say about this person? Why would you want to talk to somebody like that? Right. So if you stop speaking to him, why would you want him to speak to you again after putting you in a third party? That's what you have to ask yourself. I'm not judging your life. You can be a third party all you want, you know? So that tells me, right? I don't want to judge you or anything like that. But my judgment of this is, you're putting yourself in your own predicaments. You see what I'm saying? So maybe when he's fed up with the other person, they'll come talk to you. And that's probably what's going to happen. Well, there you go. See? When he gets fed up with her, he'll come see you again. It's simple. What's up, Mikey? It looks like he's mad at you and the ex and trying to find out who is the better situation for him. That's what he's trying to find out. He's trying to find out who he thinks is the better option. And that's why you're probably not getting spoken to. So that's what I see. All right. But see, that's the thing. You also got to see who the person you're dealing with. So the person you're dealing with, right, is put you in these predicaments. So if you think you're not going to be in those predicaments again, then you can keep talking to him and think that everything is going to be okay. But if he's already put this into your energy, then he's probably going to keep doing it. And if he's like a rich guy, he definitely ain't going to give a shit about no woman. He'll go and get another one. All he's got to do is flash some money. You got me? So that's my like analysis of that. But you can do whatever you want. I still see him talking to you eventually. Thursday is Mikey's birthday. Yay. Go, Mikey. It's your birthday. I didn't know there was it's Aquarius full moon too. So that means I'm gonna be going wonky again. I'm trying to get out of the damn retrograde. I didn't say you're gonna be in that predicament either. I said you might be in that predicament again if you go back to this person or you allow this person back into your life. I always tell people, right? I always tell people that when you're involved in a third party and you disconnect from that person because that person has put somebody, in between you and them, then what does that say about that person? That means that person doesn't really give a shit about you. But some women or some people might say, I don't care. I want to compete against that third party, or I want him to pick her over me. And even if they do, that should still run through your mind that this person is doing that shit to you. But if you're okay with it and you want to be that person, then hey, I'm not going to stop you from doing it. Only you can. But the thing is, if you complain about it or you're mad about it, then that means you don't approve of yourself being like that, right? You don't want to be that option. I don't think anybody wants to be an option unless they like it, you know. So being in a predicament again depends on whether or not you want to go back to a person that's put you in a predicament. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of like common sense. If you have somebody disrespect you in a certain way, why would you want to go back to somebody like that? Me personally, I'm talking out of what I think. Now, what you think is totally okay. That's fine. Or like I told you, when he gets fed up, right, of the person he's with, he might come back to you. That's why I see him eventually talking to you. Because he might get fed up of the woman that he's gonna try and find a woman that wants to give him what he wants. So if you're what he wants at the time and you give in, and then you get, you know, put to the side again when he wants somebody else, you know, that's up to you. Yeah. But this is my opinions, you know what I'm saying? This is what I would do. I'm not saying that this is your what you're gonna do. Because everybody can do whatever they want. If you want to get hurt again, or you want to find yourself in a no contact person where they put you in a predicament where you don't want to be in, what makes you think that's not going to happen again? Of course, it's going to happen again because that's what that person does. Because if they were happy with you, why would they go be with somebody else? It's because they weren't happy with you. That's why they went to find somebody else because they're not happy with themselves. And this is all my analogies and all my opinions, by the way. So I don't want you to get mad at me. I'm just saying, if that was me, if I was you, I would think that way. Yeah, Dan, I got this shirt on sale. I don't really like it that much, but it's cool. It's not that bright, so I kind of like it, and it's comfortable too. So I wanted to switch it up. I literally just took it out of the package. But thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, looking like a bee. I did it for you. A Themis, that's Pluto in Aquarius creates changes. It creates a lot of change. So if you are an Aquarius like me, you're going to experience a lot of changes in the next 20 years. But who doesn't experience changes in the next 20 years? So the astrology analogy of that is kind of like, duh, we already know. And I've had tons of changes in the last 20 years. My the last 20 years of my life has changed a lot, you know? And the thing is um I have Capricorn and Mercury and Mars in my chart. And Pluto was in Capricorn for the last 16 years. So my life totally changed because of those from Capricorn being in my sign. But whose life hasn't changed? You could be a Cancerian and your life is going to change in the last 20 years. Everybody's life changes in 20 years. We all look different. We can have a different job. We can live somewhere different. We can fuck somebody different. We can get married and divorced. You could date 10 guys, 10 women, whatever. You're not with the person you are now, you know. That's the thing. People are gonna change no matter what. So when astrologers say uh your life is gonna change because Pluto's in Aquarius, I like to ask them, like, don't you think that everybody's life is gonna change in the next 20 years? Come on now. So I take those things to a certain, this is like I said, it's my opinion. And at the end of the day, I'm a double Aquarius. So I'm Aquarius sun and rising. So for me, I know my life is going to change in the next 20 years. Because 20 years from now, I'll be 68. I'm gonna be retired and hopefully alive, hopefully healthy, and hopefully I'll be doing this full time, and you'll probably see a lot more of me. So 20 years from now, I hope you're all around too, and we can all talk 20 years later. But if not, oh well, it's life. You know, last 20 years definitely changed for me. That's for sure. When I was 28, I was still working for somebody else. Yeah, I understand totally. Yeah, I'm not saying that I did it because you mentioned it, but like, yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Themis. I'm not going against anything you say, right? But I'm just saying, like, I'm just giving you my analogy and my, like, uh my analogy on astrology and how people make it seem like it's oh my God, Pluto's in Aquarius, holy shit, you know, like duh, I know, like it's the retrograde. This retrograde has been talked about more than any other retrograde in recent times. You know, Mikey, all you have to do is subtract 20. That's what we're talking about, brother. Oh God. See, the retrograde is definitely in effect. So the retrograde, right? This retrograde that's been going on for the past 2 weeks, right? And yet another couple days left of it. It's supposed to end on the 10th or 11th, right? So the thing is I've heard a lot of people talk about this retrograde more than any other retrograde because it's affecting a lot more people, you know? Yeah, exactly. It's talked about because it's about more authentic fulfillment, right? And the thing is when a big sign like Pluto is in a big sign like Aquarius, it's gonna create a lot of changes. And if anybody knows, back in January, I make yearly predictions, and I said that this year is gonna be a year where people get exposed, and a lot of people that think they've gotten away with shit ain't gonna get away with it no more. And karma is gonna be inevitable for a lot of people. And we're also 2025. 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 5 is 9. So 9, right, is a number of almost getting complete to the 10. So next year in 2026, it's a 10 year, right? So you're completing, and it also boils down to number one. So you're completing a cycle, and then you're starting another one. So now is the 9 is getting to the completion. So we're halfway there because it's already in August, right? So we're already halfway through. That's why the beginning of this year has been so intense. They wanted to let people know, hey, you know, this shit is real. So now you're coming to the end, the last 4 months, September, October, November, December, and plus this month, the last 5 months of the year. So now things are going to probably start to get better for a lot of people because you've already gone through the beginning stages of the 9, getting to the 10. So a lot of planets have been changing, doing all this shit. A lot of crap's been happening in astrology. Things that haven't happened for years are happening now. But no matter what astrology does, right? Astrology does have an effect on a lot of things, but what has more effect is our decisions. Whatever decision you make can ruin everything. You set back a time frame. You make a lot of you do a lot of bullshit, and you're gonna get set back in life. So everything gets, you know, set back because you're not doing what you want to do, and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've been around this type of shit forever, and people, I think, dwell too much on like what other people say when they should make their own analogy of things and look through your experiences, because numbers is very, very significant and important in life. Your birthday, your birth date, your life path number, your birth chart, where your shit is in the chart, you know, but your character determines and defines you. So if you're an asshole, or you're a, you know, a bad person, and you're itching for karma, all those things get thrown out the window. You see what I mean? Because you're on your path. You're not on you're not on God's plan, you're on the devil's plan. So when you're on the devil's plan, all your stuff gets thrown out the window because you're not on the right cycle. Just like I made a card in my deck, it says you're on the right path if you're happy right now. So if you're not happy, you're not on the right path. And if you're not on the right path, then it's nothing to do with I mean, it is something to do with your chart, but you have free will. Free will is the most dominant thing we have as a person. So if you have free will, you can make changes. You can do whatever you can to make your life better. And even when it doesn't work, there's something else you can make happen. Exactly. The power of choice. Free will is the best thing God gave us. And it also can be the worst thing God gave you, because you are the person who has the power of choice. You're the person that makes your life the way it is. So if you want to be a hoe, you're going to get STDs and you're going to feel dirty. If you're a decent person and you want to, you know, make sure you get somebody decent and like yourself, then you won't have to worry about those situations. If you work and you spend all your money, you're going to be broke. So whose fault's that? Yours. If you want to live life on the edge all the time, and then you're crying about living your life that way, then change your life. It's simple. Why can't people just change your life? You have free will. Ain't nobody stopping you from being who you want to be. You're stopping yourself. And if you start something and you don't believe, then you fucked yourself again. You got to go back to square one and start all over and find out how the hell you're going to get above and beyond all the things you want to do. It's that simple. And I talk about my experiences and my achievements and my failures every day, because I don't want people to be in the predicaments that I was in, or you are in, or if you know and you hear me, you should be talking about all the bullshit you deal with. And that's it. You fuck around and you're gonna find out. I guarantee you. So be nice and humble and you'll be okay. Looks like we have some rain. I see the showers above us right now. Well, people like drama. People really do. I'm convinced that some people love drama. They love a shitty life. They love their shitty choices. And if somebody tries to tell you about the choices you're making is not really, you know, uh, if you have choices you're making are bad, and then they're gonna get mad at me. The choices you make, you get mad at yourself, not me. I'm just pointing them out to you that, in my opinion, and like I said, if my opinion hurts anybody, then I'm not going to apologize for it because it's mine. I'm not telling you that your opinion's wrong. I call women hoes all the time because that's what they are. A hoe is a hoe, a housewife is a housewife, and a good woman is a good woman. It's just like how a woman calls a man a dog. You shouldn't be calling a man a dog either. Because, when I say hoe, that's because that's what they are. They earned that name. What do you want me to call her? A prostitute? You know? Exactly. I'm not disrespecting you because you're not a hoe. A hoe ain't gonna get disrespected anyway because they know they're a hoe. I don't call any woman in here a hoe because I don't know what you've done. But I know I'm calling people hoes who I know is a hoe, that's for sure. Well, victim mentality is all over the world. See, a lot of people play that victim mentality because that's the only thing they know. And if a person has victim mentality all the time, because Themis, that's something that people are really good at is victim mentality. And they choose that. Like you said, you're absolutely right. You know, yeah. Believing you don't have a choice is you choosing victim mentality. You're still making a choice to be a victim. Yeah. I ain't asking him shit. Last time he looked at me weird. A hoe is a woman who's like a doorknob. Everybody gets a turn. That's what a hoe is. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And hoes need love too. A hoe needs love. She needs love, but she don't want love. She only lusts over D. That's it. A woman that's been with multiple men and done a lot of dumb shit, you know. That's cool. People can call me a hoe too. That's all right. I ain't gonna get offended. They can say whatever they want. I'd rather call a hoe than call a woman a bitch. I think that's more disrespectful. Calling a woman a bitch is disrespectful to me. I don't like that. That just sounds bad. But I call you a hoe. It's like more, genuine to who you are. I don't want to call you a hoe because I don't know you like that. Now, if you want to be called a hoe, then I don't want to do that either because I'll be disrespecting you because you don't like it. You know, like I said, I call women hoes that are hoes, and if they don't like it, then they shouldn't be taking plank all day every day because that's what they are. They're hoes. You know, just like how you call a man an asshole, you call a man, all these names. Name calling is a thing. It's the way it is. I've been doing it on here for a long time. Some people like it, some people agree with me, and some people don't. You know. And usually when a person takes offense to be calling a hoe, it's because they're reminded of who they are. And a lot of women don't like to be reminded of what they've done in their life. You know? That's how it is. But when a woman calls another woman a hoe, it's okay. But when a man does it, it's a problem. But in the same breath, a woman could call a man a dog, an asshole, a this, a that, and it's okay. You know. Well, God, in the Bible, Jesus saved hers because he said, right? If you look at the Bible, Jesus had a couple hers in a circle, and the Roman guys wanted to stone them to death because they were hers and cheated on their husbands and shit. Jesus said, "Throw he who throws the first stone is the one." If you've sinned, if you haven't sinned, then throw the first stone. You know what that means? If you're perfect, then throw a stone at that hoe. And nobody threw a stone at those hoes. They lived. You know why? Because ain't nobody perfect. You could be a hoe and make a mistake. It's a part of your life. You could have been a hoe from age 20 to 30, and then now you want to be a retired hoe or a conservative one, or you don't want that name anymore. So you start to be, repent for your sins and let your body parts recover. What's the matter? You okay? My dog's looking at me like, what's going on, bro? I know who ain't a hoe. You, baby. You're not a hoe. You never been with a man in your life. So you're a good dog. Even though I call you names sometimes, but I'll never call you a hoe, though. Right, baby? I know. There you go. Like I said, name calling shouldn't be a personal thing. It's just a person's thoughts. And if you think like that, then that's okay. I'm not going to tell you how to think and how to talk, but you do whatever you want. You're a dumb dog. You know that? That's one thing I will call you, is a dumb dog. That's totally different. That's race. Racist stuff is worse than that. Racism is much bigger than a hoe. Nobody should be calling anybody does a racist thing, because racism is very bad. Racism is something that is one of the worst things in this world today. A hoe is a regular thing, because a hoe classifies every race and color, whereas what you're talking about is something totally different. That's something that people choose to call each other. Hoes are praised. Racism isn't. You took this conversation to a whole nother level. What's the matter, baby? I know. I need to get a move on to. My nephew wants me to pick him up in a little while. Okay, I gotta pick him up at the beach. Cool. All right. Yes, you too, Demas. I'm gonna get out of here myself. I gotta get going. It's 12:15 here. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and I gotta pick up my nephew in like an hour and a half. And my dog wants to go outside too, so she just got up just now. Come here. You want to go? You want to go outside? See, there she is, love. She's going to her bed because I'm ignoring her. But we're gonna go outside. Yes. All right, guys. I will see you all later, and have a good day. And sending love and light to everybody as well. And stay positive and believe, and you shall receive. And shout out to all the hoods. They need love.